was just wondering where the Gabba sits in your top 15 most intimidating grounds, and I suppose like more seriously in terms of crowd behaviour, or given what happened at the SCG, is there anything you'd like to say to anyone who's thinking about coming along and getting stuck into the Indians?
Yeah, look, I think it's right up there, no doubt about that. It's a hard place to come and play cricket. I've said before, even for Tasmanians and Victorians to come here, it can be challenging to adjust to the different bounce and the different speed of the wicket. So it's something that's been an advantage to Australian teams for a long time. So I think I had it in my list of 15, if I remember correctly. And in terms of crowd behaviour, I think it's all been said plenty of times. We don't condone the abuse of anyone, let alone from a sort of a racial standpoint. So, we want people to come along to Brisbane, enjoy the game of cricket, support Australia, support India, support the umpires if you like. But my suggestion is you leave the abuse at the gate and just respect the players, respect the game, and have a good time.
I want to ask the technical aspect of it. Like, did you identify what are the areas that led to the drop catches, or it was just a mental thing? Or have you had a chat with any of the former greats, the Australian wicket-keeping greats, to sort out, what you need to sort out?
No, I think there was probably a little bit of both. There was a slight technical thing, nothing major, that's for sure. I've put most of it down to the fact that I was a little bit tense. That makes my arms and hands a bit stiff and a bit tight. So that and, I don't want to bore you with it and get into it, but I think at times the ones off Nathan in particular, I actually let the ball get underneath my eyes and my hands were too close to my body and I didn't have enough room to go with it. So for me, the slight technical tweak is making sure that I'm getting my hands a bit further out in front, giving myself a bit more room to move and adapt with the ball and not let the ball get under my eyes. As soon as it gets under your eyes, you lose sight of it. So, I've done a bit of work on it yesterday, had today off to make sure I'm fresh. And as I said, the main part of it for me is making sure that when I go out to play tomorrow, I'm enjoying it, I'm relaxed, and when I'm like that, then my hands are soft and my arms are less tense and those balls stay.
Looking back to, I suppose, the preview day for the last test, you said at the time you felt like the temperature was rising and it would be interesting how things turned out in the test match. Do you feel like, in hindsight, it was maybe a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy there in terms of sort of where your head went to and where the match went to? And have you got a different viewpoint and attitude going into this game?
No, I think it's the same. I just think, I'll handle it differently. I let it get under my skin. No doubt about that. I've admitted that. But, so for me, it's about rising above it and concentrating on what I'm doing and concentrating on leading my team and not worrying about what's going on the other side. So that's the focus for us. We've spoken a lot this game about controlling what we can control and focusing more inwardly on ourselves. We think if we do that, then we'll be in a good position.
You've spoken about, I suppose, needing to, be a bit more sort of relaxed and not get tense, and that sort of helps you keeping. How do you actually do that, like in terms of mentally become more relaxed? Because I suppose if you make an aim of becoming more relaxed, then that sort of may create more tension in doing it. I mean, is there any sort of mind exercises or anything?
No, I think if you look throughout my whole career, I think I've done a pretty good job of staying relaxed for 99% of it. So again, it's going back to how I play my best cricket. And like I said, that's having a smile on my face. It's enjoying cricket for what it is, which is a game. And again, at times the other day, I certainly felt I got caught up in the moment. I think what I've been really good at is being able to step back and, even just have a look around the crowd at times and realise that at that very second in time you're playing and captaining your country in a test match, it's something that I've always wanted to do. So remind yourself that way to enjoy it. Obviously, I'm going to compete very hard. That's what I do. I want to win as much as anyone, and I'm a competitive player. But, there's a fine line. For me, it's the same with my batting. If I'm too tense and trying too hard to fight hard, then I'm a pretty ordinary batter. If I look to go out, relax, have fun and look to score, then I'm normally a much better player. So it's just a slight tweak in my mindset. Nothing new to me. It's getting back to what I normally do.
Tim, Mitchell Starc looked down on form in Sydney. What do you make of him? And has there been any sort of attempt to sort of rejuvenate him a bit in the last few days, or have you had a chat to him?
Oh yeah, we've tried to rejuvenate all three of our big fast bowlers. Last week was a big week for them, and particularly a big day 5 and a short turnaround. But I've said, a couple of times this week, those guys are very good at doing that. They're professionals, and the reason they're great Test cricketers is because they're all extremely durable. So we've seen it again this series. They're about to play their 4th Test back to back. And in terms of Starkey, he's just that type of bowler. Some days Starkey looks like he's like what he is. He's one of the great bowlers in the world, and the next day he has a bad day like the rest of us. But even his last spell, I thought in Sydney was outstanding. We know how good he is. We know that on his day he can rip a Test match apart, but that's not going to happen for him every day. So yeah, for me, my role with Starkey is to try and the same thing, and that's why I was disappointed on day 5. My role with him is to keep him nice and calm and to keep him really clear on what I and we expect of him. And he's the type of bowler that when you give him really simple, clear instructions and keep him on an even keel, he normally bowls the house down as a touch. And I thought my mood around day 5, potentially he was one that I affected and was a reason why he wasn't at his best. So again, it's about me getting back to basics, keeping him nice and relaxed, keeping him really clear on what we want him to do. And when we do that, he more often than not delivers.
Over the years, we've seen that you're a natural kind of player who gets into banter with the opposition players. Would you be wanting to curb your natural instincts this week, or would you still get into conversations with the players, you think?
Again, I'll be being myself. I think I've now played, don't even know how many tests I've played, but I think I've gone about it in a pretty consistent fashion. I think 99% of the time I said, the other day I let the moment get to me, which is a very rare thing. Bit of a blip on the radar, but as I've said, I've copped that on the chin. I'll look to come out this week and play competitive Test cricket as I always do. And if there's a bit of banter to be said, then I'm always up for that. I've just got to be aware of the stump mics and be a bit more respectful of the umpires, the officials, and the players I'm against. But I certainly enjoy engaging in that. I find it good fun, and I think it's part of the game. Just got to be careful with where I take it, and I fully understand that.